When the narcissist doesn't appreciate you anymore, try these simple tricks and see what happens. If you've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, whether it's a romantic partnership, friendship, or even a workplace dynamic, you might have experienced that gut-wrenching feeling when you realize that the admiration, attention, and appreciation you once received have suddenly vanished. At first, it might not seem like a big deal. Perhaps they're just busy or going through a phase. But then it becomes clear. The narcissist no longer sees you as the valuable person they once did. They're distant, indifferent, and maybe even downright dismissive. If you've been left wondering how to handle the coldness, the lack of appreciation, and the emotional abandonment, you're not alone. What happens next? What do you do when the narcissist stops appreciating you? In this video, we will explore simple but effective strategies you can try when faced with this situation. While these tricks won't magically change a narcissist overnight, they can help you regain a sense of control over your emotions, your boundaries, and your relationship with them. You might be thinking, why should I even bother? The truth is, while narcissists thrive on control, manipulation, and admiration, they also fear losing their sources of supply, those people who give them the attention and validation they crave. This fear of losing their supply is a powerful motivator that can lead to surprising changes in behavior, especially if you know how to trigger the right responses. But before we dive into the tricks that might just shake things up, let's take a closer look at why narcissists stop appreciating others in the first place. Understanding this underlying dynamic will make it easier to navigate the situation and choose the right strategies. Alright, now that we've set the stage, let's talk about what really happens when a narcissist stops appreciating you. To understand why this shift happens, you need to first recognize that narcissists are driven by a deep need for admiration and validation. They place their sense of self-worth entirely on how others perceive them. If you've been their source of admiration, attention, or validation, the moment you stop giving them what they crave, they may start distancing themselves or acting out. But here's the twist. Narcissists don't always understand that their lack of appreciation has consequences. In fact, they may even see it as a challenge to their authority or importance. This is where things get interesting. When a narcissist realizes they no longer have the same power over you, they may react in one of several ways. Some may resort to trying to manipulate you back into their orbit, while others may become indifferent or dismissive, as though they don't care. However, they are almost always watching, monitoring your reactions, and trying to assess how much power they'd lost. In this moment, it's crucial to remember one thing: you have control over how you respond, and your reactions can change the dynamic entirely. So, what do you do when a narcissist no longer appreciates you, or worse, takes you for granted? Let's talk about a few simple tricks that can shift the power dynamic and make a significant difference in how you feel about yourself and your relationship with them. The first trick is establishing boundaries with clarity and consistency. When narcissists stop appreciating you, it often signals a deeper issue. They have crossed boundaries or taken advantage of your kindness, time, and energy. This is when you need to stand firm. Establish clear boundaries that protect your emotional well-being and communicate them assertively. For instance, if they demand your attention but dismiss your feelings, calmly but firmly tell them that you will not tolerate this behavior. Something as simple as saying, "I need respect in this relationship," or "I won't engage in this conversation if you continue to belittle me," can send a powerful message that you are not to be ignored or mistreated. Narcissists fear losing control, and when they see that you're setting boundaries they can't easily bypass, it throws them off their game. Another trick is detaching emotionally. Narcissists feed off emotional reactions, whether positive or negative. They rely on your energy to fuel their sense of superiority, and they can sense when you're emotionally invested in them. When they stop appreciating you, it's a sign that you've been overgiving, emotionally invested, without receiving the same in return. To regain balance, you need to detach emotionally. This doesn't mean shutting yourself off entirely, but rather taking a step back from their manipulation and focusing on your own needs and feelings. Try to approach the relationship from a more neutral standpoint. Don't invest in their emotional highs and lows. When they see you becoming more independent emotionally, it often forces them to question their influence over you. Limit your availability. One of the most powerful tools you can use when a narcissist doesn't appreciate you is simply becoming less available to them. Narcissists often take those who are always available for granted, assuming that they will always have access to your time and attention. When you start setting limits on when and how you engage with them, it forces them to reevaluate the power dynamic. This doesn't mean you should play games or deliberately withdraw for manipulation's sake. It means you're taking control of your time and energy. You don't have to be constantly on call for them, and by taking a step back, you subtly communicate that your attention is a privilege, not a given. Give them a taste of their own medicine. This might sound a bit counterintuitive, but sometimes the best way to deal with a narcissist's lack of appreciation is to mirror their behavior. Narcissists often engage in behaviors like ignoring you, being dismissive, or withholding affection as a form of control. By gently reflecting their behavior, you send a clear signal that their actions have consequences. If they stop appreciating you, stop showing them the same level of attention. Withdraw your compliments, your energy, and your time. While this may seem petty, it can force the narcissist to confront their own behavior, and in some cases, make them realize that their actions have led to the loss of someone important in their life. Find your own validation. This trick is perhaps the most crucial. When a narcissist stops appreciating you, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from them. But remember, narcissists are not capable of offering the kind of genuine, healthy validation you deserve. Instead, shift your focus inward. Cultivate self-validation and invest time in activities, hobbies, and relationships that nurture your self-worth. When you no longer need external validation to feel good about yourself, you will stop feeling dependent on the narcissist's approval. This shift not only strengthens your sense of self, but also puts you in a position of power, because you no longer rely on their fluctuating admiration to feel worthy. The final trick is don't chase them. Narcissists thrive on the chase. They enjoy the power of knowing that someone will always come running when they pull away. So where they stop appreciating you, resist the urge to chase after their approval. Don't beg for attention or apologize for their behavior. Instead, stand firm and let them come to you. The moment they see you no longer need their validation, they may start to feel a sense of loss, which can prompt them to reassess their actions and possibly even come back with a more appreciative attitude. So, there you have it. Some simple but effective tricks you can try when the narcissist in your life stops appreciating you. It's important to understand that narcissists are complex individuals who crave control, admiration, and validation. When they stop appreciating you, it's not necessarily about you. It's about their own inability to give or receive true love and respect. The tricks we discussed aren't designed to change them overnight, but they can help you reclaim your power and stop the cycle of self-sacrifice and emotional neglect. By setting boundaries, detaching emotionally, limiting your availability, and finding your own validation, you are taking back control of your life. Ultimately, remember that you deserve to be appreciated and valued for who you are, not just for what you can give. Thanks so much for reading. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might benefit from this insight. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Until next time, stay empowered and protect your emotional well-being. Appearance is everything to the narcissist. Have you ever encountered someone who seemed obsessed with how they looked, how others perceived them, or how their image was portrayed? A person whose entire identity seemed to revolve around their external appearance and the way others saw them. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, you know exactly what that's like. Narcissists are often criticized for their shallow nature and self-obsession, but what is really at the core of their constant need for admiration and attention? The answer, surprisingly, lies in their obsession with appearance. Whether it's physical appearance, social status, or how they present themselves to the world, narcissists live and breathe for one thing: maintaining a flawless exterior that hides their deep insecurities. So, why is appearance everything to the narcissist? And how does this obsession affect not only them, but also everyone around them? In this video, we'll explore the intricate ways in which a narcissist's self-worth is entirely tied to their image, and why this obsession can be both their greatest strength and their ultimate downfall. Keep reading, because understanding the role of appearance in a narcissist's life will give you key insights into how they manipulate, control, and even destroy the relationships they claim to value. Now, let's dive into the fascinating and complex world of narcissism and discover why a narcissist's fixation on image is not just a superficial trait, but the very foundation of their identity. If this topic interests you, make sure to subscribe, like, and share, because this conversation will change the way you view narcissism forever.